Remember the kind of uproar that kicked off in Karnataka right after the Karnataka government decided to ban the hijab. It all started in January 1st, 2021. That was when the hijab issue erupted with some of the college students in Udupi asking the college management to allow them into classrooms wearing the hijab, to which they were denied. Jan 26, 2022, we see that the government set up an expert committee to resolve this matter because there was a deadlock between the hijabi students as well as the PU college management, which comes under the government itself, Government of Karnataka. Jan 31st, 2022, students then moved the Karnataka High Court after the college refused to allow these students inside classrooms wearing the hijab. And that's when, in fact, the students insisted in court that wearing the hijab was their fundamental right, and being denied it was taking away their constitutional rights. February 5th, 2022, Karnataka government then bans hijab in classrooms, officially says that this is a ruling by the Karnataka government, that there is a code of conduct. You've got to dress a certain way, basically adhere to the college uniformity, and no religious symbol can be allowed inside classrooms. This was the Karnataka government's mandate, and the same thing in Feb 10th, 2022, the Karnataka High Court as well, where these issues were argued extensively by the prosecution as well as the girls who are fighting for hijab. The Karnataka High Court finally passes an interim order asking for colleges to whatever dress code that the colleges impose, students have to abide by it, which means no religious symbol will be allowed inside classrooms. Feb 11, 2022, a petition was filed then before the Supreme Court against the High Court's directives. The same argument there even in High Court, that their constitutional rights have been denied, and many of the hijab petitioners there claiming that hijab is an essential practice in Islam. And the Supreme Court then, of course, taking up the matter, Supreme Court delivered a split verdict on October 13, 2022 on the hijab ban. And then Jan 23, 2023, Supreme Court agrees to hearing a plea seeking interim directions. March 3rd, 2023, a Sharia Committee for Women sought urgent hearing by the Supreme Court, saying that many of the girls want to be attending their examinations and they should be allowed inside classrooms with the hijab. They asked for an urgent hearing, but the Supreme Court refused to list this case with urgency. So the matter now lies in the Supreme Court. I'm going to quickly cut across to Sagai Raj live, joining us from Bengaluru. Sagai, we're looking at a lot of clamour around many of the pro-hijab activists now asking the Congress government to revoke the ban implemented on hijab at educational institutions. The Congress now is actually thinking over it. We believe that the ministers within the Congress have said directly that they are likely to take the legal route and abolish that ban that have been put in place by the BJP government.
See, Nabila, to revoke the ban, there should be a lot of things that should be done. First of all, the case should get over in Supreme Court, and Supreme Court have to deliver the verdict on this hijab row. And thereafter, the government can go ahead and change the policy. The policy, in sense, where the government has given an autonomy to the governing council of all the schools and colleges to take a decision on uniform. For an example, there are Urdu government schools in Bengaluru or across the state of Karnataka. Still, students in Urdu government school wear hijab and go to the school because their governing council allow them to wear hijab. So there are other governing council like school in Udupi. Udupi government school had asked students to follow uniform, and they didn't allow hijab or saffron shawl inside the school premises. So there is a ban on hijab in those schools. So government have to go ahead and bring the governing council under government, and they have to pass an ordinance saying that the government will take a decision on the uniform, or they will instruct governing council to go ahead and follow this kind of instruction when you are asking to implement the uniform. Or else they will say that we will take the in charge of uniform, you take the rest of the decision which should be taken in the schools. So there are pros and consequences, but it is a huge cycle for the government to go ahead and do, because few schools which has been operated by the local MLAs. For an example, in Udupi, the chairman of government school is a local MLA, and the local MLA is a BJP MLA who had opposed hijab inside the school premises. So the governing council will oppose that. So there might be a Congress MLA in a different school. He might be pro. He might allow. So they might allow the hijab.